Good afternoon, students. So far in last classes, we have completed what are the association analysis with the advanced concepts regarding to the attributes. So generally, these attributes are we have to discuss that two types of attributes we have to represented in association analysis. Generally, here first one is the category how to handling the category categorizable attributes and handling the continuous attributes. So categorizable attributes, last class we have to discuss and how to categorize the data attributes. That is, you have to represent it in the internet survey of data with the categorizable attributes and the internet survey of data of binarizing the categorizable and symmetric binary attributes. So these are the concepts we have to complete in last class. Now in today's class, we have to discuss regarding to the how to handling the continuous attributes. Generally, continuous attributes are various methodologies for applying the association analysis for the continuous data. So here you have to use the three types of methods you have to use in whenever you have to handling the continuous attributes. First one is the discretization based methods, and the second one is the statistic based methods, and third one is the non-discretization based methods. So here, first one is the discretization based methods. In the discretization based methods, it is the most common approach for handling the continuous attributes. In this approach, groups and adjacent values of the continuous attribute into the finite number of intervals. For example, age attribute we have to divide it into following intervals: age in between the 21 to 30 and 21 to 30 to 60 and 60 to 70, like that. We have to represent the intervals whenever you have to defining it. For example, you have to take age belongs to the age in between the 12 to 16, 16 to 20, 16 into 20, and 20 to 24, and so on up to 56 and to 60. And every 4 years we have to represent it as one interval. That is represented as the age where A and B is represent the interval that includes the A but not B. Discretization can be performed using any of the techniques described in the table. I will show you. The discrete intervals are mapped into the asymmetric binary attributes so that existing association analysis algorithms can be applied. So here you have to see here. This is I want to show how to represent the discretization based method. So this is the actual table. You have represented as in continuous attributes. So gender, male, female, and age 26, annual income, number of hours spent online per week, number of email accounts, privacy concern. So these are the attributes you have. In these attributes, in the continuous attributes, I want to represent as continuous attributes as male or female. So first row record represents the female. Age is 26 and 90K. So 20 hours per week, 4 email accounts, and privacy concern S. So this is the record. In this record, you want to represent in the internet survey of data of binarizing categorizable and continuous attributes. So for example, here male and female. So first record represents the female. So that we have to represent it as 1. So female is represented as 1 and male is represented as 0. So next one, age is 26. Age is 26. So generally this data you have to represent it as under 13. The age you have to represent it as under 13. Age in between the 13 to 21 and age between the 21 to 30. And so on. You have to represent the ages. So here I want to represent the age. Age is 26. So 26 means the age in between the 21 to 30. So that is you have to represent it as 1. This is the binarizing. Simply you can call it as binarizing, categorizable, and continuous attributes. So privacy concern S. So privacy concern S that you have to represent it as 1. Privacy concern no, that is you have to represent it as 0. Okay, like this way you have to represent the discretization based methods. Discretization based methods. Clear? Now, discretization based methods, generally you have to represent it with the supervising and unsupervising methods. So here the breakdown of internet users and who are participate on online chat according to their age group, the key parameters of all you have to represent it here. Generally, I want to represent it as the key parameter in the attribute discretization is the number of intervals user to participation in each attribute. This parameter is typically provided by the users, can be expressed in terms of intervals width. So, for example, you have to consider there are two strong rules I want to define as embedded in the data. The age in between the 16 to 24 and the age in between the 44 to 60. If the people is charting online, or you can represent it 8.58% and 81.5%, who are the people are charting online on the age in between the 44 to 60 charting online. So that is the people you have to represent it as or no. So these rules are you have to represent it as represent as if the interval is too wide, they may lose some parameters because of lack of confidence. That is the first case. And second one is if the interval is too narrow, when they lose some patterns because of their lack of support. And if the interval is with the width is 8 years, then the rule R2 is broken up into the following sub rules. So here you have to represent it. The following computation issues will be raises. Those are the computation becomes extremely expensive and may redundant trails are extracted. So this is the simply you can say that it's chart online. Who is the people or the charting online? Say yes or no. That is the continuous attributes you have to represent it here. That is the equal bit pinning and the equal depth pinning and cluster base. In the supervisor, who is the charting online? Yes or no? That you have to represent it here. Discretization issues, interval width, I want to represent it here like this. Age in between the 10 to 15 years, charting online never, but 26 to 41, charting online never. But online banking, who are the 42, 48 is most of the people they can do with this. That is the pattern C. So binning is you have to represent it here. And what are the issues you have to raise? Here issues are mainly interval is too wide, the bin size is 30, may measure the several disparate patterns are there. Patterns A and B are the measured together, may lose some of the interesting patterns. So here the may redundant interval is too wide or too narrow. And that means you have to represent it as the binning size is high and binning size is low. Interval is too narrow, that means the bin size. So what are the values you have to consider as very few? For example, you have the 10 values are there. Out of 10, you want to represent it as 7, 3. So here the width is binning size, width is 7. But you have to represent it as number of bins are binnings are. You have to represent it as each bin consists only 2. That is the minimum bin size. That is the interval is too narrow. That is the way you have to represent it here. The interval is too wide or too low. Too low represents the too narrow, and too high represents the too wide. That is the discretization issues. So next one is the all possible intervals. You have to represent it as execution time, how it executes. So here you have to represent the two types of tools. You have to represent the computation of the execution time, extremely expensive, or simply you can say that many redundant rules are extracted here. If the range of the partition into k intervals, there are the order of k square is new items. If the interval AB is frequent, then all intervals the subsum of simply AB must be frequent. If the age is 21 to 35, chart online S is a frequent. Then the age is 10 to 50, short online essay is also frequent. Why? Because 21 to 35 people are there within that range, or within the age only, 10 to 50 only. So that is why you can say that it is the short online is yes. So it is the frequent people they have to using charting online. That is the improving the frequency. With the maximum support to avoid the intervals that there are too wide, that you have to represent it as of discretization of all possible intervals. Next one is the statistics based methods. The here three generally in a continuous attributes we can use the three types of attributes are there. First one is the here you can use the method discretization based method. Second one is the statistics based method, and third one is the non-discretization method. So first one is completed, that is the discretization based method. Now we have to discuss with that statistics based methods. In the statistics based methods, you have to represent quantitative association rules can be used to infer the statistical properties of a population. You have to represent it as statistics based method. For example, you have to consider interested, you have finding the average age of certain groups of internet users based on that data provided in various tables. For example, you have to consider, suppose we are interested in finding the average age in certain groups of the internet users based on the data provided in the table. And using the statistics based method described in this section, quantitative association rules such as the following can be extracted. Annual income of 1000K, annual income you have to represent it here. 1000K annual income is 1000K dollars. Shopping online, yes, or age is mean is 38. Banking is taking as age is average is 34. That is the mean is represented as 34. So that is one example. You have to represent it as statistics rule consequence based continuous variables. Rule consequent consists of a continuous variable characterized by their statistics, mean, median, and standard deviation. You know that whenever you have the find out the continuous variable characterized by statistics wise, can represent it as mean or median or standard deviations you have to represent. So that is the rule generation and rule validations. Generally here we have to represent to generate the statistics based quantitative association rules. The target attribute used to characterize interesting segments of the population must be specified. That is you have to represent it as rule generation. Rule generation, the number of quantitative association rules stored using this method is the same as the number of extracted sequence item sets. Both are same. Because of the way the quantitative association rules are defined, the notation of confidence is not applicable to such rules. An alternative method for the validating quantitative association rules is presented next. That is the rule validation. In the rule validation, a quantitative association rule is interesting only if the statistics computed from the transaction covered by the rule are different than those computed from the transaction not covered by the rule. So, example here we have to represent that is the debt statistics is computed. Mu dash minus mu minus delta by root of s1 square by n1 plus s2 square by n2. This is the formula we can represent it as hypothesis of Z statistics method. So you know the whenever you want to discuss with R programming, that is the Z statistics, you have to find out with that various statistical methods you have to use. In those statistical methods, that is the Poisson regression, Poisson distribution, Poisson distribution, normal distribution, like that statistic distribution methods you have to use. So I want to use it here. That is the uh, that is the Z statistics method I want to use here. So here that is the approach without withhold the target attribute from the rest of the data. Extract the frequent item sets from the rest of the attributes. That is the binarizing conditions, continuous attributes we have to use. For each frequent item set, compute the according to the descriptive statistics of the target attribute. Frequent item set becomes a rule by the introducing the target variable rule consequent any statistical test to determine the interestingness of the rule. So here I want to represent it as statistics methods with the table. This is the formula for this. This is the formula for the statistics based method. COVID positive quick recovery people. You have to take the nowadays example. That is the COVID positive. You have the people have the quick recovery as age is average age is 23. Rule is interesting. The difference between the mu and mu dash is more than the 5 years. Suppose N1 is the 50 and S1 is the 3.5. For the R dash, that is the complement, N2 equal to 250 and S2 equal to 6.5. So now we have to find out the Z statistics, interesting Z statistic hypothesis you have to find out by using the formula mu dash minus mu minus delta by root of S1 whole square. This is the formula you have to use. That is the S1 square root of S1 square by N1 plus S2 square by N2. This is the formula you have to use it for the S statistics hypothesis. Now you can apply the values. That is the 30. That is the people who have to use 30 minus 23 under the that is the mu and mu dash. You have to represent it. Mu dash is 30, and mu is the people who have the 23. Quick recovery. It is the more than 5 years. That is the delta. You have to represent it as 5 years. So divided by root of 3.5. That is the S1 square. 3.5 whole square by that is the N1 equal to 50 and 6.5 square. That is the S2 by N2. 6.5 square by 250. That is the square root. We have to represent you getting the value of 3.11. So for one-sided test at the 95% confidence level, that is the critical Z value for the rejecting the null hypothesis 1.64. That is you have to represent it as if Z is greater than 1.64, or is the simply you can say that it is an interesting rule. So this is the way you have to represent this. Represent the statistics methods. That is simply you can say that statistical based methods. And the next one is the non-discretization method. In the non-discretization method is also called as mini a priori algorithm. So in the non-discretization method, simply you can call it as there are certain applications in which analysts are more interested in finding the associations among the continuous attributes rather than the associations among the discrete intervals of the continuous attributes. Example, consider the problem of finding word associations in text documents. You have to represent in each entry in the document word matrix represents the normalized frequency count of the word appearing in the given document. The data is normalized by dividing the frequency for each word by the sum of the word frequency of across all documents. So here you have to represent the documents. That is the point 3, word 1, word 2, and word 3, word 4, word 5, word 6. So how many people are there? That is, you have to represent it as document 1, word 1 is the 0.3%, word 2 is the 0.6, word 3 is not available, that is the null, word 4 is the null, and word 6 is represented as 0.3. So here I want to take here votes are 2 votes are there in document 1. Second vote is two votes are there in document 1. Similar way, vote 1 and vote 2 are there in document 1, as well as vote 5 is also. Vote 1 is repeated 2 times, vote 2 is repeated 2 times, and vote 5 repeated 1 time only. Okay, similar way document 2. So similar up to document 5. So here vote 1 and vote 2 tends to appear together in the same document. This is the minimum applied algorithm or non-discretizing method. So see here in depth of mini applied. Data contains the only continuous attributes of the same type, frequency of votes of the document. So same data, that is the document 1 and document 2 of document 5, that is the votes 1 to 5. The potential solution for this one, that is the converting the to 0-1 matrix by the applying the existing algorithms, lose vote frequency information. Simply you can say that that is the discretization does not apply the users, as users will want association among words based on how frequently they occur. Now, if not only if they have occur similar frequencies, see here, I want to represent it here, how to determine the support of a word. If you simply sum up the frequency, support count will be greater than the total number of documents. Normalized word vectors, example using L1 forms, and each word has support equals to 1.0. So here you have to normalize the data. So that is a 2 by that is 2 by 5. I think how much? 2 by 5. That is the 0.4. Yes, yes, it is correct. Then 2 by 3. 2 by 3. That is the value is 2 to 4. 4 by 5. That is the 2 by 5 is 0.4, and 2 is lesser, so we have to represent the less, that is the 3. 3 by 5, that is the 3 by 5. No. 2 by 3 automatically you can get the 0.33. So similar 1 by 3, 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is 0.17 you have to get. This is the minimum support values we have to consider here, and minimum support value we have to get this for values for the word 1 and word 2 and word 3, that is the 0.9 you have to get. So this is regarding to this mini a priori. The association among the words given document is obtained for the taking the minimum value of their normalized frequencies. Minimum word 1 and word 2, that is the 0.3 and 0.6 we have to represent it as, that is the 0.3 only we have to consider. Where the value is very lesser, that is only we have to consider. The support of the item set is computed by aggregating association over all the output documents. That is the minimum of values 0.3 and 0.6, 0.1 and 0.2, 0.4 and 0.2, and minimum of 0.2 and 0. So overall minimum is the 0.6 you have to use. That is the support measure is defined by the mini a priori as the following desired properties, which makes the suitable finding words associations in documents. Support increasing the monotonically as the normalized frequency of the word increases. Support increases the monotonically as the number of documents and contain the word increases. Support has an anti-monotone property. You have the example where of the item sets AB, ABC, only minimum value only you have to consider. So this is regarding to that mini anti-monotone property of the support. Concept of hierarchies. This is the concept of hierarchy. Will continue in next class. This is regarding to that continuous attributes. Mainly continuous attributes are divided into three. Have to represented with the three methods. First one is the discretized method, discretization methods, and second one is the statistics based methods, and third one is the non-discretization methods. So in the non-discretization methods, we can get the mini apply. Okay. In next class, we'll continue the concept hierarchies. Okay, thank you.